Another dissection of English hi-fi. Here is the KEF Q750. And today I will be making a home theater with them. But before that, of course, let's take out this beautiful English acoustics. And what's this? Wow. How heavy. Before you is an entry-level home theater that will surprise you on all fronts, as it is built with English acoustics KEF. It's no wonder that products from the foggy Albion are so highly regarded in the world, especially when it comes to hi-fi audio. Let's see what the entry-level setup of the Q series is capable of with the support of the KEF Q750 floor-standing speakers. If you want a home theater and think it is very expensive, I am happy to inform you otherwise. No, once again, no. Almost anyone can set up a stereo system with a subsequent upgrade to Dolby Atmos. How much does an iPhone cost now? 120, 140,000 for the top model. MacBooks generally reach up to 500 and even higher. Considering that these positions are for several years, well, a maximum of 5 in super rare exceptions. You can use a laptop for more than 10 years like I did, but it will still be practically outdated. With acoustics, it's a completely different story. With careful handling, these speakers can bring a lot of joy to your children, and possibly even your grandchildren. After all, this product is almost everlasting, especially if we are talking about the new generation of nuclear power plants. In old so-called vintage acoustics, paper and rubber were often used in the diffusers, which over time lose their reference characteristics. After all, arguing with the fact that the chemical industry was at a lower level 20, let alone 40 years ago, is just silly, friends. In modern acoustic systems, polymers, carbon, Kevlar, aluminum, titanium, Rohacell, diamond, beryllium, and so on are very often used. In general, materials that withstand the test of time much better. By the way, our heroes are no exception. Despite the fact that the Q series is an entry ticket to the world of quality sound, the tweeter here is aluminum. And as you can see, the signature Uni-Q system looks very futuristic. And importantly for many people, it is extremely protected, as it is impossible to puncture the thin, delicate dome with a finger. What else is the advantage of such a design? Well, it's simple. The concentric driver has characteristics that are as close as possible to a point source of sound, which means the soundstage will be as stable as possible in almost all locations. Well, within reason, of course. After setting up the acoustics according to Ghost with a slight adjustment towards my ears, I did not lose the image of the performer while moving a few meters left, right, forward, and backward. This is an amazing feature from KEF. After all, it is not always possible to enjoy sound in a precisely chosen spot, which may be suitable for only one person. With our heroes, you can afford what is not available to owners of horn acoustic systems. A few words about the design. You know, looking at these speakers, it immediately reminds me of a BMW in the Shadowline package because everything here is absolutely black as well. The only thing visible is aluminum, revealing the signature Uni-Q driver. Again, the label is very stylish. I think it's metallic with a trim. Everything is going well. One moment, these drivers' friends are not all active. 2 of them are radiators and one is a so-called low-frequency driver. Quite a clever design indeed. The casing feels pleasant to the touch. Well, friends, it's not mahogany, but then again the price is a bit different too. Please go for the Aero Reference series. There you will have a truly luxurious finish. You have to pay for everything. Well, otherwise, worthy, friends, worthy. I love KEF. By the way, our main heroes weigh almost 17 kilograms, which is quite impressive. It's surprising that the engineers made a bold move by making the cabinet sealed and adding 2 passive radiators, which I mentioned. The task from the developer's perspective is non-trivial, but its solution allows us, the users, to enjoy a superb fast bass and, which is extremely important for most people living in apartments, you can place this acoustics right up against the wall, friends. Well, it's not ideal, of course, but it's possible. It won't affect the bass in any way. It turns out to be the perfect solution for both movies and music. It costs around 100,000 rubles. Good, fast, clear bass, precise sound focus, the ability to easily upgrade to a Dolby Atmos system thanks to the Q50A module, which can be mounted on the wall or removed and placed on our Q150 or even laid on the fronts of the Q750. You can feel how flexible, versatile, and importantly affordable the system is. Let's see what kind of setup we can get. The Tone Winner 82300 receiver for 79K or even the cheaper but at least more stylishly designed 82700, which is 10,000 cheaper. France Q750 for 100,000 rubles. The total cost for the foundation of the future home theater comes to 169,000 rubles. But you must agree, it's a very tempting offer for a start. With this set, you will outdo any soundbar. Firstly, you can listen to music in classic stereo and enjoy a full-scale soundstage with all its charms, like the vocalist in the center, the surrounding instruments, and a dense sound delivery at all levels. Secondly, watching movies in stereo is also engaging and interesting. Personally, I prefer it over soundbars. You can't fool physics, their drivers are small, even if they are long throw. Plus, well, there's no soundstage, even with the elongated design, well, it's just not right. And you shouldn't expect an upgrade from plastic boxes. At most, you can add 2 additional speakers to the rear, equally lifeless and compromised. With our system, there is an amazing opportunity for further upgrades, specifically by adding the small but mighty Q150 core at the rear for 30,000 rubles, allowing you to watch movies and listen to music with serious surround sound. You don't even need a center channel, because by properly positioning the front acoustics, especially with the UniQ driver that creates an exceptionally high quality soundstage, you will get dialogue strictly in the center. What's next, you ask? I'll tell you. Add at least the Cube 8B subwoofer, which is fast, precise, and well coordinated, costing just under 70,000 rubles, and you effectively get an almost complete home theater set that will impress you, your guests, and even your neighbors. Because without a subwoofer, it's really difficult to get fully immersed in a movie, because every movie has a separate audio track. Even with bass-heavy fronts, you still won't hear what the sound engineer intended for the low frequencies. Please keep this in mind. The final touch, the center channel, which will offload your floor-standing speakers, thereby giving them more clarity in movies and creating a dense sound field with the most realistic dialogues. For this role, we will choose the KEF Q250C for 39,000 rubles, the 57 for 39,000 rubles. Let's sum it up, friends. Just under 300,000 rubles, 2 iPhones, half a MacBook, or your own quality home theater with English acoustics KEF, with all the advantages. And very importantly, there are no eaters around with popcorn, ice cream, and so on. So, is that it? Shall we stop here? Or should we go even further and integrate the Dolby Atmos modules from KEF Q50A? 57,000 rubles? It seems expensive, but you have to pay for innovation. Adding them, we get a 5.1.2 configuration, and that's already serious. Helicopters, bullets, and explosions will now be felt not only on the horizontal plane, but also on the vertical. In the final analysis, it turns out that assembling a home theater with the KEF Q series and a tone winner receiver is practically a wunderwaffe in the world of music and home theater. For a minimal amount of money, you get decent quality, refined sound, and even technology. By setting up such a system at home, I assure you, there will be no more boring evenings. Games, movies, music, concerts. Finally, all of this will be within arm's reach. Just what you need in our increasingly restrictive world. Looking for expert advice on hi-fi audio, or video equipment. Want to get the most for the least amount of money. Stereo system, home theater, sound setup in a cafe, bar, or restaurant. That's all my expertise, friends. Come by, write, or call. We will do everything in the best possible way. We have been in the market for over 10 years, so we have the experience. We will select, set up, install, demonstrate, and train you. And if something happens later, we will naturally fix the situation. Welcome home theaters, stereo systems, sound, Droid One.